Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening? What's going on, family? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So please do me a favor, as always, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, let's see here. So check this out. Rock legend Gene Simmons, member of the recently Kennedy Center recipient KISS, had shared that hip-hop does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, it's interesting because, Gene has always been a opinionated or not shy away to say the few. He's always been willing to share his opinion publicly, does not care at all. And so, he brings this argument, and I'm not going to lie. It's quite interesting. The reason why I asked is because, well, it is called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you do have members from the world of hip hop, but I go back to music being so universal. Like, it's just, does it mean like hip hop needs to create their own Hall of Fame? Does that mean that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame needs to rename itself to the Music Hall of Fame? Like, and there's so many. You got the Songwriters Hall of Fame. There's so many different Hall of Fame. So I'm very, very, very curious of how things will go in this, and I want to read up more on that. Also, HGTV star, host of the hit show Rehab Addict, Nicole Curtis, her show was canceled due to her using a racial slur while filming the series. It has, as I mentioned, has been canceled from all platforms and is no longer on TV. Now, as much HGTV as my wife and I watch, I don't think we've ever checked out Rehab Addict, but yeah, she was caught using a racial slur and now is facing the consequences. Justice was served there. In addition to that, known boxer Floyd Money Mayweather, undefeated boxer that is too, apparently Money Mayweather ain't paying no bills. Floyd, how can you be called Money Mayweather? You got all the money in the world, but you ain't paying your bills. Floyd, do better, okay? In addition to that, y'all, we got some more stories on tap for you, so we gonna get it going shortly. But of course, I always gotta acknowledge the thank yous. Thank you, ladies and gents, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune in to the Arrington Gavin Show. Could not do without you all, and I appreciate it. Your continued support. We see growth each and every day. We just saw earlier today, I think we've added maybe like 5 new subscribers. Let's keep that momentum going, y'all. Please, let's keep that momentum going. YouTube subscribers, that is. And I thank you each and every day. My goal is to simply just have a conversation with the people, just to be upfront, keep it 100, and just have a conversation. We're living in a world now where folks have agendas. Folks want to, give you a narrative because that's what they're paid from other higher powers to give you a narrative. Me, I'm giving you my honest opinion, and I'm not here to change your values. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to have a convo. Look, I see response on social media. I see response and comments on our videos. There's folks that don't agree, and then there's folks that do, and I appreciate having the mixture of views, because that's what we do here. We welcome everybody of all views, and you always have a place here to share your opinion. My friends, we drop new episodes weeknights, Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, as well as a podcast. So wherever you get your podcasts, iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify, just to name a few. Those are our top major ones, but wherever you listen to your podcast, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin show. In addition to that, you can also check out past episodes on Goatverse TV. That's right, Goatverse TV. Download the app. It is free, available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. In addition to those platforms, you can also listen to us on the radio airwaves. Shout out to our affiliates, WBOK 1230 AM. Well, really, WBOK Media. WBOK, when I started with them, they had 1230 AM, so they only, offered their audience on their AM circuit, which had a very large presence. New Orleans, for crying out loud. Now they have expanded, my friends, to FM as well. So you have 1230 AM, WBOK 1230 AM, as well as 107, I believe, 0.1 FM as well on in New Orleans. You can tune to the Arrington Gavin show Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Then we're going to head over to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin show 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then lastly, KSHP, okay, KSHP 1400 AM and 107, also 107.1 FM, Las Vegas, okay? You can tune into the Arrington Gavin show Fridays at 8 p.m. West Coast time. On, as I mentioned all the time, on your way to an event, on your way to a concert, on your way to the casino to hopefully hit it big and get lucky, you can listen into the Arrington Gavin show. So many platforms that we're on. For those who are watching us right now on YouTube, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. I truly appreciate that. That's the only thing that's going to help continue to spread the word, spread the narrative, grow our platform. In addition to that, help us grow. Again, I focus a lot on YouTube. YouTube is streaming is the future, but YouTube is one of our biggest platforms. We have a goal, y'all. We're continuing to try and hit that goal to get to 5,000 subscribers. That's right, 5,000 subscribers. So if you can be so kind and subscribed to the channel if you haven't done so yet, I truly appreciate it. Thank you all. Okay, so as I mentioned, we got a lot to discuss here. Before we head to a commercial break, I want to play this clip here. I want to play this because you know that we have a issue going on with all the ICE entering into sanctuary cities, the anti-ICE protests that are continuing to grow nationwide. But one of the biggest issues that the public, those that are against ICE, and just with this administration in general, is like the lack of qualifications, the lack of experience. Initially, ICE was posted, folks that wanted to become ICE officials had to go through a 5-month training process. That training process has dropped drastically, allegedly, to 47 days. You're probably asking, why exact 47 days? Well, apparently, because President 47 days. Okay, whatever. Now, we've seen the tragic stories occurring in Minneapolis, where 2 U.S. citizens was gunned down, by ICE officials. Now we're hearing that there was one gentleman who had high security clearance, who was an ICE official as well, that was involved in a sex trafficking ring. Hold on. Wait, what? Arrington? Yes. Let me play this for you real quick, guys.
A Mr. Rashad Johnson, out of Maple Grove. This is the most disturbing arrest that we've had here. He is a backgrounder for ICE, Homeland Security, and federal agencies. So when you're getting your security clearance, this is one of the guys that does your backgrounds, which is kind of scary. So we locked him up. And I think if you're going to be, these people get access, they get a high security clearance, right? Because again, for all the ICE agents, Homeland Security agents, and people getting security clearance, this is one of the people that does the backgrounds. And you come here trying to purchase sex. We locked him up. I don't think he's going to be passing a background check no time soon. Jonathan Flores, 20. Mr. Rashad.
Yo, so okay, you heard it there, right? Federal employee who did background checks for ICE arrested in a sex trafficking sting. So you heard it right there. In Bloomington, Minnesota, Police Chief Booker Hodges confirms the arrest, calling the outcome of the sting both significant and deeply troubling. Okay. Gentleman's name was Rashid Johnson, a man investigators say held an important position as a federal employee and who was allegedly responsible for hiring ICE agents. So if you got these freaking monsters, right? These criminals. So here's a crazy thing. So you got criminals working in that's a part of the hiring ICE, and ICE is supposed to be hired to arrest undocumented criminal. Okay, make it make sense. Guys on y'all own side, how come y'all don't know? Interesting. That's all I gotta say. Is just it's interesting. I just wanted to play that for you before we head to a commercial break, because we continue to have an issue with and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not saying all ICE is bad. It's just like saying all officers bad. Look, you got folks that look, in order to do the job, look, they're hired to do a job. I get it. Every time you see an ICE truck, I mean, it raises people's hair on the back of their necks, like, and they have a bad rep. The issue is that what I have about the whole operation of how things are going is they're masked individuals where you have law enforcement officers here on the regular. They don't have masks. They don't, cover their identity. No. Let's see, last time I checked, when people that cover their faces, you got burglars, okay? People that want to rob you, gang members, like that's who I regularly see. What that literally is covering their face up like that. Like, come on, y'all, come on. What is happening here, right? But prime example, you don't know who is put in these positions. You don't know who works for ISIS. I mean, hell, they had the out of shape Superman, Dean Cain was supposed to be an ICE agent. I don't know how long that lasts. What are we doing? My friends, look, let's go ahead and pay some bills here. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back for more after these commercial breaks.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric. It's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're going to bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome now.
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GoVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In GOATs, we trust.
6'10", number one pick, 16 seasons, College Player of the Year, All-Rookie Standout. Joe Smith built a career on grit, consistency, and showing up.
Greatness isn't just about the game. It's about how you show up every day. Rugged Evolution now offers body care products for every man, because not every man wears a beard, but every man deserves care. Greatness doesn't fade.
It evolved. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Every beard deserves to be legendary, and every man deserves care. What's happening, my friends? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. So last show I did not have the opportunity to discuss the question that I brought up, or did I don't think I did. I don't think I did. If I did and I'm repeating myself, I apologize, but I swore I don't think I spoke about it. I brought it up, but I don't think I spoke about it. So check this out here. I asked a question on the previous show in the beginning. Is it wrong to live off your spouse? And that I don't mean just for married couples. I mean, if you're dating someone and the girlfriend is the one that's bringing home all the bacon and the boyfriend is just sleeping on her couch, ain't doing nothing, eating a bag of chips, playing video games, and she's, like I said, she's making the big bucks. They live together. She gives him a little allowance, and and she just keeps it moving from there. I bring this up because I love to give you all the social media gossip, all the social media juice, right? So apparently, a woman is going viral after sharing how she became the provider for her blue-collar husband after posting feet pics online. It started with something simple, a pedicure, a few photos, and uploading them to Feet Finder. Never heard of this. Okay. I'm assuming this is like a foot fetish site. It's the foot fetish site. Like this is the eHarmonies of feet. This is the Tinders and the Hinges and all the other whatever you call them for feet. No face, no social media following, no explicit content. What she thought was just self-care turned into photos becoming her side hustle. Now a lot of women are realizing pedicures aren't just pampering anymore, they're income. Listen, y'all know I've always joked around about how there have become so many self-made millionaires, okay, self-made millionaires from the digital space, from the content creator space. I'm not just talking about content creators like myself. Like I really don't consider myself a content creator. Well, I guess I am because I create content through podcasting, radio, social media, this and any other. But you have content creators that's like exclusive, right? Subscription based, like OnlyFans. Y'all nailed it on the head, like OnlyFans. So it's crazy because I had a coworker years back. A coworker of mine had she created her own I think she said she created her own OnlyFans, did the feet pic thing, and it paid for her hearing aids because I'm like she was born with like not full hearing in I think one of her ears, and so it paid for her hearing aids. I'm like, whoa. Like, and it wasn't long. It was like a short time frame, and she made her some money. I'm like, well, dang, maybe I might need to show. See, my feet hairy, y'all. I don't know if I don't know. There might be a industry. It might be a market for my hairy looking wildebeest looking feet. Because I'm always looking for a side hustle. Come on, y'all know I am all about the money. But anyway, y'all, it brings up, okay, woman pays the bills, rent, covers groceries, and gives her man $2,500 a month while he doesn't work. Now, all I'm saying is I feel like there's a line of men as I speak of this waiting outside saying, where can I find this girl? Where's she at? You said what? He don't have to work. So check this out, y'all. She said she posted on social media or on her platform. Let's clear this up right now. No, I'm not being used. I'm not it's not manipulation. It's mutual beneficial for us. I'm literally just posting pictures of my feet. No face, no talking, no drama. He was a blue collar worker for 10 years. So at the time, he did work and quit a few months after I started selling feet pics online. Now I pay rent, bills, groceries, and give him $2,500 a month. Lord have mercy. Like I'm curious. I'm very curious because folks are criticizing her, saying, "Wait a minute, you taking care of this man?" That's because I think society bashes the man more because they like, oh, he lazy, he don't want to do nothing. But to me, I'm like, wait a minute. Then is it wrong for men to have the, quote unquote, the trophy wife, the wife that just stays home, gets her allowance, loves life, doesn't have to lay a hand on anything, and just lives the queen life, right? It's never quite. I think it's not publicly. I'm trying to get my words out. The world doesn't look at that as a bad thing to some, or to most. To some, I think, I'm not crazy about it, but to most, they're like, oh, that's a simple, American life right there. Stay at home wife gets her money, keep it moving. But when it's a guy, it's like, wow, really, cuz, like, you know what I mean? Like, men are pressured because you're, for one, looked as the provider, look as the protector, and you shouldn't be living off of anybody's money. But you know what? They made it work. And they're fine with it. He's fine with it, obviously. I remember I had a conversation like this on back in the old days. I used to co-host a podcast with some friends, and I think we brought kind of like this conversation up. And one of the co-hosts, who was a self-made millionaire, was like, I would love for my wife to be, do all. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do nothing. Like, I don't see why that's a bad thing. I don't see why that's a bad thing. But I can understand, especially if this is this couple is an interracial couple. So yeah, you're like, Arrington, out of all that talking, now you're giving us the real juice here. The woman is white, the man is black. What? Typical. He's just with her for the money. This is ridiculous. Her parents are like, what? You paying him? And you do, man, let me tell you something. The man is winning. That's all I can say. He is winning. And hey, she has nothing wrong with it. She's like, I'm making this money. I give him a piece cut. Trust and believe. It's something more in the relationship contract, whether it's he has to do the grocery shopping, he has to do the cooking, he has to take care of the house. Trust and believe it's something in there that is not being shared publicly. I guarantee you. But before we close this story here, y'all, I leave y'all with the question: is it wrong to live off your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend? Is it wrong to say, hey, look, I'm kicking back, not working, while she works, I get paid, I get my little allowance, and keep it moving, and we work with it? Is that wrong? Shit. Do me a favor. Give me your thoughts. Whether that's through DMs on Instagram, or if you visit our website, www.theagshow.com. All right, let me put up the QR code for those who are watching right now. Where is the QR? Here we go. There it goes. Right there. www.the A as in Apple, G as in George, show.com. You can contact us by way of email through there. Send us your thoughts. On this. What is your response? What is your reaction on this? I'm speaking specifically to the ladies, because I feel like ladies bash men that don't contribute nothing more than if it's the other way around. Now, me personally, and it's funny because I don't think my wife and I, we see eye to eye on it, but I've always told her that I am a proponent on both sides need to be working, right? I don't care how much one or the other makes. If she was a millionaire, I'm working still. If I'm a millionaire, I'm gonna need her to work too, because at the end of the day, y'all, you just never know. You never want to live off of a one income source. I don't care how much that individual makes. I still believe that everybody should still work. And I'm not saying, look, if I'm a billionaire, I don't want my wife to stress and work extremely hard, but still contribute, still work. Whether that's, hey, I started my own brand that is an online business, right? I still make my, like, it's that principle. I feel like if you're a team, everybody needs to work and contribute and to just do something. It's always great to have your own money. All right, let me digress. That's just me. But let me move it on to our next story. So y'all remember the Shamwow Guy? Shamwow. You remember him? The one that used to promote this a towel that literally you thought cleaned everything, like everything. First of all, Shamwow, I think he came after the late Billy Mays. I think after Billy Mays passed. Billy Mays was OxyClean. There was another gentleman who I'm blanking on, because there were all these different pitchmen that was like the kings of all pitchmen. Like, it was just there were those individuals, and Billy Mays was obviously number one. He sadly had passed years ago. And then you had another gentleman. Then came this guy, what is his name? Vince Shlomi, I believe is how you pronounce it. Yeah, Shlomi Shamwow. And let me tell you something. That towel was the stuff, because I used it before. Sure did. I spilled something, that thing just sucked it right up. I'm like a vacuum. I'm like, oh my gosh, Shamwow. It really worked out. Well, check this out though. Vince Shalomi, who we haven't heard from or seen in years, all of a sudden wakes up from the grave and is coming out running for office. Not just any, elected position. He said, look, I'm going to run for Congress in the great state of Texas. So much stuff is happening in Texas. Let me tell you something. So much stuff is happening in Texas. Let me go ahead and play you his ad here, and then we'll talk on the other side.
Running for Congress against this guy. Stop having a politician that's worse than Biden.
That's discretionary funding.
Instead, vote for me, a guy who's not half dead. I'm going to soak up the swamp, clean the house, and pick up those liberal tears at the same time. I'm going to slap chop the nuts out of the woke, making less blue-haired commies and more red-blooded Americans. Vote for me so I can represent you and the ones that can't stand up for themselves.
Vote for Shamwow!
Pay for my offer bid, Shamwow.
So that was, I mean, hey, it was cute. It was cute. He actually is using his fame from being a ShamWow pitchman. He even involved the famous ShamWow towel in his campaign ad, and he is running for the 31st congressional district in Texas, currently held by Republican John Carter, who's 84 years old. Lord have mercy. See this. Oh Lord, you got me started. Once I said that man's age, it hit me. John, what you still doing in Congress? By now, you should have done enough to say I can retire. I've done so now it's time to move it on. No, like, here's what kills me. There have been moments where people have said, hey, I'm gonna be a one and done. I'm gonna put in my maybe one max 2 terms, and then I'm gonna keep it moving. If I don't get it right the first 4 years, maybe it's not for me. I'll move it on for the next person who can. But you see now where folks say all that and they're blowing hot smoke. What they do is they say, well, when I was 29, I was elected, and now I'm 80, and I'm still fighting because it's been a long uphill battle. I mean, give me a break here. It says, so Shalom is not a young guy himself. He's 61 years old, and Carter has represented the district, which covers North Austin, cities like North Austin, Georgetown, and Temple since 2003. All right, 2003. And Shamwow obviously is conservative. It wouldn't surprise me if he's MAGA. He campaigns his slogan, "Make America Grow Some Balls Again," and lists his first 9 bills he wants to introduce if elected. Okay. It's a crowded field of Republican nominations, obviously, because you look at the age of this man. You have Valentina Gomez, who I use as an example of all those who criticize folks like Don Lemon and the anti-ICE protesters that went into a church. Well, let me rephrase that. The protesters went inside the church. You had one individual that wanted to report on it, and that was Don Lemon, and Georgia Ford, and I believe it was a couple others. But I use Valentina Gomez as an example because the public was saying, oh my gosh, it's so insulting to go in a place of worship and protest and this and that. And then Valentina Gomez did the same thing in a LGBTQ friendly church. Okay, she was by herself. She started to, annoy the pastor, yelling out her views, right? Disturbing the service. Yet she has not, served any or suffered any consequences at all. She is not face, not suffer. She has not faced consequences since. But she is one of them. Abaram Garapati, I so failed on that name. Will Abel, David Barry, Raymond Hamden, and then Elvis Lossy. So it is a jam-packed Republican primary, but that just shows that, hey, look, the right is in they're in crucial mode right now. Really, the right is just trying to win some elections during these midterms. Says here, because he spoke with Fox News, Shalomi said his decision to run for public office was motivated by the death of Charlie Kirk, whom he called the original woke buster. Okay, so he's not a fan of wokeness, which, I mean, really, who is a fan of wokeness? He's currently the president and CEO of TV marketing company Square One Entertainment, while Shalomi has kept a low profile recently. His rise to fame and prominence was not without controversy. Now, in 2009, Shalomi was arrested in Miami Beach after allegedly violent altercation with a sex worker, an incident that became tabloid fodder after police photos of his face injuries surfaced. Now, early in his career, he faced legal battles tied to his 1999 underground comedy film, The Underground Comedy Movie. Never heard of that either. So he's been involved in a lot of controversy, but what politician hasn't? Well, can't consider calling him a politician, but if he has controversies, he already has a step up right there, you know. But could he? He could possibly take it home, because one thing I'm catching on is that public figures, they already have an audience, they already have a fan base. Sometimes it helps the public to say, oh, we already know, we're already familiar with this person, so now he's leaving this life wanting to run and look out for folks in his community now. So I mean, it could help. You think of how many celebrities have went into office. I'm thinking of Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Obviously, Donald Trump. Who else has served? Jesse the Body Ventura, right? Former wrestler. He was a mayor, then became governor. Jerry Springer, the late great Jerry Springer, was, I think, in council and a mayor as well. In Cincinnati, oh gosh, I mean, Tito Ortiz, I think, serves on council. Jason Lee of Hollywood Unlocked, I think he's a councilman out in Stockton area. There's tons of celebrities that pursue office that does quite well. I mean, does a great job. Hell, Larry Elder almost became the governor of California. Ooh, poor California, if they would have had that. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I still listen to Larry Elder though. Don't agree with a lot of his views, but you got to give him credit where credit's due, because being a black conservative is not an easy task, and he's been doing it for years and has grown prominence. Now, black, folks in the black community can say he's a sellout. Hey, that's your own opinion. There's definitely views where you can make good arguments on that, but it's one for him. Let me not get sidetracked here, but long story short, Shamwow Guy running for Congress as a Republican to try and take down a man who is 84 years old. I still can't get over that age. 84 years old. What do we have next here? Let's go ahead and take another commercial break. We come back. I got two stories I want to share. One involving Gene Simmons, rock legend of the group Kiss, sharing why he thinks hip-hop does not belong in the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. My friends, don't go anywhere. We got a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the show. Next up, I want to talk about Gene Simmons. Now, Gene Simmons has always been a guy that does not shy away from sharing his opinion on something he is not a fan of. And so recently, he had mentioned that hip-hop music does not belong, his words, doesn't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Kiss frontman slammed the institution for including rap and hip-hop artists. He quote, "I don't come from the ghetto. It doesn't speak my language." That's how he talks. "I don't come from the ghetto. It doesn't speak my language. It doesn't speak my language." What is your language, dude? So let me read you this here. And I'll share a little bit of my thoughts on it, but let me read you just a little bit of the article here. Gene Simmons says legendary rap and hip hop artist doesn't have a place in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Kiss frontman tried to make a case for excluding certain artists from the Rock's biggest honor during a podcast interview with Legend and Leaders. Says here, the fact that, for instance, Iron Maiden is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when they can sell out stadiums, and Grandmaster Flash is right. He uses a question mark. Grandmaster Flash is right. Ice Cube and I had a back and forth about this. He's a bright guy, and I respect that what he does. It's not my music. I don't come from the ghetto. It doesn't speak my language. He continued to say, and I said in print many times, hip hop does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, nor does opera, symphonies, orchestras. See, now he's saving himself by extending, but he then throws, how come the New York Philharmonic doesn't get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Because it's called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He then went on to say, but Ice Cube shot back and said, no, it's the spirit of rock and roll. Okay, fine. So Ice Cube and Grandmaster Flash and all these guys are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I just want to know when Led Zeppelin is going to be in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, really? Music has labels because it describes an approach. Hip hop and rap is a spoken word art. there are some melodies, but by a large, it's a verbal thing. It just doesn't speak to me. The genius of being able to put music in words and arrangement, it is much more complex. Now, he makes some points. I will say he makes some points. Ice Cube mentioned the spirit, right? Because I look at music as universal, but you do have such things as that's called genres, where you put certain genres, certain sounds in a category of its own. Hip hop, country, blues, rhythm and blues, jazz, rock and roll. You have opera, you have different sounds in a category for a reason. Now, I'll be frank, I'll be totally honest with y'all. When I watch the hip hop awards, it only showcases hip hop artists, right? Hip hop artists perform on the stage, hip hop artist receives the awards, not rock and roll artists, not jazz artists, not gospel artists, not country music artists. If something has the main title as rock and roll, I mean, is Gene wrong? I mean, personally, I think Gene has a point. If it's titled the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, then shouldn't it strictly just go to rock and roll artists? Now, I've known that Run DMC has crossed over with rock and roll, right? They done stuff with Aerosmith, a rock and roll band. A lot of hip hop artists has crossed over. Lil Wayne has featured Travis Barker in some of his songs. He's been on tour with Blink 182. Pff, Nelly's crossed over with country. Okay, he's toured with Florida Georgia Line at the time. Um, there's number of bands that has crossed over. So I started researching on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? Artists, the qualifications to get inducted and so on and so on. So Rock and Roll Hall of Fame started in 83. Museum is in Cleveland, Ohio, right? Opened in 1995. Qualifications, what genres qualify for the induction? That's what I asked. What genres qualifies for this induction? Now, despite the name, it says the hall recognizes artists, producers, songwriters, and influencers across many genres, as long as they've made a significant impact on rock and roll and popular music. Okay, and popular music. So they're saying if they made an impact on rock and roll and popular music. So, Gene, don't be blasting hip hop when you got a list of other genres you can be blasting, which he did. He mentioned opera and other genres in the middle of his comments or in the middle of his statement. But the question is then, should the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame adjust the title of the Hall of Fame, right? Should it just be called Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or should it be called the Music Hall of Fame? A little more open, a little more wide range. See, Gene upset because there's some of his folks that he likes to listen to that's not in it. Gene, sorry to break it to you, no one cares what you think. No one cares about the artists that you think should be in the hall. Obviously, there's a reason why they're not in the hall. Maybe they didn't sell as much as some of the popular artists, because you do see qualification is popular music. NWA was more popular. Salt and Pepper was more popular. Outkast was more popular. Missy Elliott, more popular. All right. Okay. Because look, it says here's the genres that qualify: rock and roll, blues, rhythm and blues, soul, funk, hip hop, pop, country, jazz, gospel, reggae, electronic dance, folk, metal, and alternative indie. Says here, key principles is not about fitting a secret genre box. It's about the influence, innovation, and culture impact. It's about the influence, the innovation, and the cultural impact on the evolution of rock and popular music. So maybe it should be called the Rock and Popular Music Hall of Fame. If that's in kind of like if that's in their bio in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's description, maybe they should just change the name, because in that case, I think it's more fair to say, but I do side with Gene. If you have something just called the Blues Hall of Fame, how the hell does a rock and roll artist get inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame, or how does a hip hop artist get inducted into the Blues Hall? You know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird. It's very interesting. I'm looking at the name of other hip hops. We got Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five inducted, Run DMC, Beastie Boys, Public Enemy, NWA, Tupac, Notorious B.I.G., Jay-Z, LL Cool J, Eminem, Missy Elliott, Tribe Called Quest, I already mentioned Salt and Pepper, and Outkast, as a number of hip-hop artists who has already been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's interesting, though. It is very interesting. How do I look at what time? I'm almost out. Let me see. Do I have some time to chop it up about this one? Let's see. Let me share this real quick, because I think this is good. I think I have time to make this my last one. So it's funny. I had my good friend Amanda Nelson from Amanda's Mild Takes, right? And so we spoke about the whole should C-SPAN be allowed on TV? Does it need to exist? Is it good for the public? Or should it be off the air and all that other stuff? And she obviously made perfect sense why, C-SPAN shouldn't exist, because all it does is just create political theater, these characters in Congress and whatnot. So I get it. But we were talking about C-SPAN, and then I also started to think about my good friend of the show, Dr. Eric Clavel, radio host, political and legal analyst, who is a huge fan of C-SPAN, one of the most boring and annoying channels of all time on television. He is a fan of C-SPAN. And so when I saw this clip, I'm like, oh, this is dope, because I love seeing people have the guts to admit, like, wow, I think what I did, I made the wrong decision. I want to apologize. I mean, like, fess up. Like, here's the thing. Trump supporters out there, I know deep down, oh, y'all just waiting, y'all just dying to say, what is wrong with this man? What did he do? Y'all are so just, y'all wanting to just jump out of that shell and just say, I was wrong. What have I done? But your pride, because here's the thing, until it affects you, then you're going FAFO. But until not, you're going to continue to kiss on up to your fearless leader and say, he was right. He's making America great again. Yeah. But check this out. So I came across this clip here. There's a call-in show on C-SPAN, and check out what this individual said, who happened to be a Trump voter, a three-time feel like Booker T, three-time Trump voter. You don't see this person doing a spin or anything. Listen to this.
Oh my word. I am a registered Republican. My dad was the president of American Pipeliners Association, so I came by it rather naturally. Voted for the president, supported him, but I really want to apologize. I mean, I'm looking at this awful picture of the Obamas. What an embarrassment to our country. All this man does is tell lies. He is not worthy of the presidency. He takes bribes blatantly, and now he's being a racist blatantly. They were supposed to deport the dangerous criminals. They were not supposed to go after small children, storm schools, bring terror upon, the little kids and the women and children, not just the immigrants in the school. All the children are scared. This is not a decent man. This is not an honest man. He openly takes bribes. He's pathetic as a president. And I just want to apologize to everybody in the country for supporting this rotten man.
John, did you vote for him in all 3 elections?
I did. I was sucked into the stupidity of creating jobs, and there are no more jobs in New Mexico. Things are worse than they were before. You cannot find a primary care physician. Our governor just passed some laws to try to help. If you are a young physician, we want you in New Mexico. Come here. There's a great need for you.
All right.
Oh, my word.
I mean, the courage. For one, it takes courage. What that individual just did. What he did, he went on live television. Okay. He went on live television and shared that, hey, look, I voted for this. He said, I'm a registered Republican. I voted for this man 3 times. I voted for him in the last election. Sucked in because all he did was gas me up saying, hey, look, these many new jobs, this and that. He said there is no jobs. He's like, all he does is lie. He takes bribes. He posts pictures, racist pictures. Okay. Because that was extremely offensive, depicting the former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as monkeys. Okay. And for anybody that tries to defend that, shame on you. Okay. Any ounce of defending what he did, shame. I don't care about hearing, well, it was his staffers. Shame. Because he's blaming it on a staffer. No one knows who the staffer is. Why does he have a staffer like that in his administration? Oh, but no shocker, because what you bring on your administration is people that align closely to your views. So you're damned you do, you're damned you don't. You're still wrong. You're still wrong. This guy had the guts to say, I apologize to people in America, the fact that I was one of those individuals that voted for this man. Not 1, not twice, but 3 times. And now look. But y'all, you know what? That's what you get for hiring an unqualified individual. Look, if I had car troubles and I wanted to hire an expert, and I hire somebody that has absolutely no experience, and then I realize my car is worse than it really was and is falling apart and stuff, well, wouldn't you say, Arrington, well, that's what you get for not hiring a qualified mechanic to take care of your vehicle? Well, look, this nation is one vehicle, and y'all hired the most unqualified mechanic to run it. And he's brought in some of the most unqualified individuals in his cabinet that makes matters even worse. And all they're doing is repeating what the guy in office is telling them to do. They're using his strategy, and that's not helping. It's not unifying this country. It's dividing this country. Y'all, as always, my time always goes out so quickly, but I could talk with y'all for hours. Y'all know how to continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. Weeknights available on all digital and streaming platforms. Take care. Stay safe out there. Stay blessed. Stay informed. I'll talk to y'all next time on another great conversation.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.